So we got my homegirl, Messy Maya in the building. I'm bullshitting. We got the GOAT here, us today, one of my homegirls. Thank you so much for wanting to be in the interview. I appreciate you. The question I got for you is, do you think a hoe phase is necessary in order for a woman to settle in a relationship?
I feel like it's not even just focused on mainly women. I feel like for people in general, I feel like you have to go through that because not even necessarily like a ho phase, but just going and experiencing different people
Mhm.
and having those experiences in life so that you can go back and appreciate what you will end up having in the end. Because you don't have appreciation when you first come out because you don't know nothing. You haven't experienced nothing
Mhm.
till you start experiencing.
So what do you mean like by experience? Like do you think it has to be like in a sexual way? Like what do you mean by like experiencing different people? Like what does experiencing different people mean to you, for example?
Experiencing means like creating different relationships with people, like the different relationships you could have with people. Like it could be sexual, it could be, chemical, it could be emotional, it could be just physical. It just doesn't matter. You have different relationships with different people, but you have to go out and establish that. And sometimes you have to have those setbacks sometimes and those L's that you take on the silent for you to end up appreciating the relationship that you do have.
Mhm. But do you feel like some L's or like some things like unnecessary? Like people be like, "Oh, I had to experience this too." It's like, yeah, you did, but my nigga, that was just an L. You could have avoided that one. That because like I look back at my situations, and this is just me being honest. Like I definitely have some bodies where I'm like, I could have kept that.
Yeah.
So I feel like I get what you're saying though, but do you feel like that can be kind of like a dangerous way to look at it? Because like not every experience is like the best experience. Like, what's your thoughts on that?
That is true. Like you gonna take some minor L's, but you are gonna take some major L's just in that. But you also do have to be careful. But those are the biggest lessons that you end up learning. Out of all your biggest L's, that is what you look out for the most when you go into a new relationship. You always think about that stuff. But yeah, it's definitely some stuff you want to take to the grave sometime. Like
If you don't mind me asking, have you ever been through a whole phase?
I wouldn't say I've been through a no whole phase. I've been through a P phase.
A what?
A P phase, future
A
phase.
a P phase.
Yeah, like it's
You just keeping it pimp and player type shit.
keeping it pimping and player. Like everybody I used to fuck with. When I say fuck with, I don't mean as in fucking on. Like they could have been different reasons they were there.
Feel like, do you think that makes it harder for some people to like want to settle down because like every nigga want to be P and every female want to be P? Do you feel like it makes it harder now, or is it more so like it just is what it is at this damn point? Because I feel like every nigga want to be Future,
Hmm.
every bitch want to be Future, everybody want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like come on, bro, like. You know how you get down. You are a sensitive ass nigga. You
Hmm.
cry watching romantic movies. Why
Hmm.
are you trying to be fucking on these hoes? Like you know you a soft ass nigga. Like you not sexy red. Sexy red don't know you. That bitch ain't never
I don't
shot
even know
you
why
out.
people want to even be sexy red. Like it's not attractive to.
You don't think sexy red is attractive?
It's like a female young thug for real. When I seen that picture, it did give
You know,
like she alright, but like it's not something I'd say. Oh my god, I want to look up to sexy red.
right.
I'll sing the music. It's some ass shaking music, but like no.
I get what you're saying, but do you feel? But don't you feel like that's the issue though? Because everybody want to be P. Like, what's your thoughts on that? Because I feel like everybody want to be P at this point.
Yeah, everybody does want to be P, but you have to know when to be P because you can't come in here and then people ain't really being P. They really being like Q because they think being P is, oh, I'm going to go play with this person's feelings, then go play with this person's feelings. No, being P is being able to have it your way and letting everything be upfront and honest. 100.
Have you ever have you ever played with somebody's feelings? Have you ever not been P?
I have played with somebody's feelings, but it just wasn't even for me trying to be P. It was just really on some deeper than what it is type stuff. But then I turned back and I even told them I was gonna play you, and
You
cut it
wait,
all off.
you told them you was gonna play them?
Yeah, like I was like in the act of going to play them with their feelings because they had played with my feelings,
Uh-huh.
and then I was just like, nah, I'm better than you. I don't have to do you like you did me.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. What I notice is that it's like people always say be upfront, but you'd be surprised, bro. Like a lot of women get turned off. Like you be like, oh, I'm just trying to fuck on you. That pulled them. That repels a lot of women.
I mean, but
In
what
my
you
experience, though, like you can be like, oh, I'm just trying to fuck, and then it's like, ugh, and they completely fall back. Like I don't know, too. Like a lot of women say they want you to be honest, but when you be honest, they feel terrible because it's like, damn, he's using me for sex. It's like, what's your thoughts on that, at least?
I mean, then that just means that's not the person on the same time type of time that you're on.
I feel
Honestly,
you.
you really can't knock it. You feel me? Because for a female standpoint, it's different. Because if I just be upfront and say what I want, if I say, "Oh, I want to be in a relationship," that pushes niggas away. But guess what? It pushes all the
Mm.
dudes that don't want to treat me how I want to be treated, and that's fine with me.
Would you say that like you looking for that right now? Like you looking for a relationship, or are you still like in your P era for right now?
I feel like I'm not in OP area. I feel like I'm not really looking for a relationship. I'm just kind of chilling right now. I'm just
Mm.
neutral.
Neutral.
Yeah.
I feel you. I get what you're saying. Uh I can't relate to that. I'm looking for something because like it's rough out here. Like a
It is rough
nigga,
out
like you know
here.
what I'm saying. We finna get Christmas. Put matching pajama season is approaching, nigga.
I didn't make it last year, so I'll be
You didn't make it
okay.
last. What do you feel like your last relationship taught you?
My last relationship taught me that, I just sometimes you gotta lay down your consequences. You gotta stand on what you say, stand on your morals, your worth, and everything.
Do you feel like you did that, or you had some times where like you didn't stand on your things at times? It could be.
I feel like I always stand on everything. Anytime I be in a relationship with anybody, they can't say nothing I really do wrong. You feel me? They can't say, oh, what I would want you to probably do more. You feel me? It's not really much more that I have to add because I do my part. They don't do
Mm.
their part.
Why do you think you attract men that don't do their part?
I feel like because I have that bad tendency, that red flag that I feel like I could see the potential in people, and that I could see you can make it. You got it in you.
Mm.
I be believing in niggas.
That's not good.
Listen, it's not good, but at the same time, it's like kind of saying, okay, so I should not be with a broke nigga. I should go be with a rich nigga. But then at the same time, even the rich nigga is bad.
Mm.
I can't just jump and say, oh, well, I just want somebody who's already got all this because them same people will turn around and be cheaters or be abusive or be anything, be toxic. You can't even talk to them. They're insecure. Anything.
You ever been in a toxic relationship?
Yes, and I hate toxic relationships.
Really?
I really do because
How many toxic relationships have you been in?
I feel like a couple.
You hate them so much. Why do you think you keep on getting into them?
I mean, I feel like I don't get into them anymore recently because, like, I know what to watch out for more. Any of those toxic relationships has been in the past. You feel me? But sometimes it was also just things you just couldn't notice. You feel me? Like, and then sometimes it isn't toxic in the beginning. You'll be sitting up here chilling with somebody for 3 months in, then fourth month they get to acting different. So I get
Brand
it.
fucking new, out the plastic type shit.
Acting type shit, Tyler Perry type shit. Yes, they'll sit around and turn around. Then you got to think about it, these are dudes. A lot of dudes now will try to manipulate and play like they want. Treat you like a relationship, but then turn around and say, "Oh, what a relationship." Yeah, but we just spend a night. We go on dates, and you meet my mom, my grandma, and my uncles. My God,
Trifling ass shit.
trifling ass shit. And then you wake up and act different. You feel me? And then they may get mad when you want to turn around and do it to them, or you just want to leave them alone.
What do you think? Why do you think that's like so prevalent? Like why do you think a lot of men and women like generally don't want relationships at this day and age? Like what do you think it is? Like cuz like it's hard finding people that like actually want to be in something long term. Like why do you think it's so cuz like even when I look at like other races like in my person what I've noticed in college I be talking to my homeboys like I got some white like I got two white homeboys married like they like I got two, three people that I know and they white folks and they married. Like they believe in stuff like marriage. Like, I think it's like so hard for us to like lock in and like really be with somebody long term.
I feel like, well, one, it's just because of time. We're a generation that we believe in living your life and enjoying your life. I feel like this generation around our time and the ones coming up, they believe in having life lived. They don't care about all the extra stuff.
Is that a good thing though?
I feel like it is a good thing because you never really truly know where you're going to go after this. You don't get to make that decision. You can't go and see. You feel me? So it's like you never truly know. I would like to enjoy my life while I'm here. Even though it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, I'm going with the Lord. You feel me? But still, I just feel like a lot of people they haven't went through their whole phase or the phase where they learn appreciation. When you learn to appreciate all this stuff and you learn about your actual issues. Like people don't know they have communication issues, trust issues, or just deep abandonment issues, adjustment issues, all types of stuff until they get into a whole bunch of relationships and still say, "Oh, well, why does this happen every time? Why is it like
Mm.
this?" So I feel like it's just always gonna be, it's just gonna be like that. Plus, also because of how men this day and age act, also because they will fake like they want a relationship, and it won't be a relationship, and turn around and say, "Oh, we were never together. We've been seeing each other almost every day for 6 months straight. What are you talking about? We are not together."
But I don't know. I just feel as if like I don't know. I don't think you have to. This is my personal opinion. I don't think you have to like experience people or have like numerous partners, whether it be sexually, romantically, or just like around people to like grow and get to know yourself. For me, the best way I learned myself was sitting my crazy ass down in a room and just reading and meditating all day and like doing a lot of reflecting. And like when I did reflecting, I was like put because like for me, like I'm a deep thinker. So I put stuff together. So I'm like, wait a minute, this person got the exact same pattern of, oh, that's why I do the same shit that I do. But like you said, I guess everyone is different though. Everyone learns differently. But for me, I don't learn through having different partners or not even romantically having different folks that I felt socialized with. I just sit down somewhere and I just like reflect and think, and that's when I come up with my best conclusions and my best ideas of how I am as a person. That's how I get to know myself though.
Mhm. But I feel like also you have to know off experience. You couldn't say this person acts like this person if you never experienced that person.
Oh,
So I
okay.
feel like when I say that, I mean like just experiencing different relationships and seeing different patterns.
Mhm.
So
Got you. Got you. This deep, but do you feel like maybe if sex is involved, it can kind of like amplify it a little bit and not really? Because like, let's say for example, you get into like a breakup or whatever, so you want to like go experience like different niggas, so you can like learn and grow, and it may be sexually, but can that kind of be like damaging to that woman because she just like fresh out of a old relationship, and she don't really like take time to like grow? Like, can't that fucking be dangerous? That's just how I look at it. Like, what's your thoughts on that?
I feel like yes, it can be dangerous, but people also don't understand. Like dudes will sit up there and know that. Dudes will know. Like it's not like common, but you know, a lot of dudes act like they don't understand that if you sit up here, okay, and y'all act like a relationship and you add sex into it, like somebody's not gonna catch feelings because it's deeper than what it is. Dudes don't think that it's deeper than what it is. They think it's just a nut. But for females, it's not just a nut. So when this female, oh, she tripping, she think we did it. She don't think that that's what you just showed her. You feel me? They're going off what's showing. You can say all this and do all this. You can say, oh, I just want to be this and I don't want a relationship.
But when you
But if you
show
start
relation,
acting, showing actions of we're in a relationship, that's different. You just exceeded the boundaries that you just said. So I just feel like even that on the edge, yes, that would damage that person, because it's not like it's not something that's going to connect you. You feel me? And also, it also just depends on how much time she spent separating between she went from the breakup to being with somebody. Or maybe, sometimes like a lot of women leave mentally before they leave physically. She could have already been gone in the relationship mentally. You feel me? Mentally, she was already out of there. She was just trying to stay and see if you were going to turn this around. It didn't matter because she was already gone mentally.
have you ever mentally disconnected in a relationship before?
Yes, I feel like I'm the type person like I can emotionally become emotionally flatlined. So like, and it's just if you just
That's a deep ass word. Emotionally flatline. So just emotionally dead. That's crazy.
yes, and it's like it's crazy because it's not something I can control. Like if somebody does me some type of way, it just however it like it doesn't even matter. It could be one small little thing, and that'll just cut everything, and I'll just be gone. But like I can't really help that. I didn't try to, I try to work on not letting shit get to me. But I'm very much an overthinker. You feel me? And if I wouldn't have done that to you, why did you do that to me?
What do you think a healthy relationship looks like for you moving forward?
I feel like a healthy relationship is very trusting because people don't understand. Trust is a very major factor. If you don't have trust, you don't have communication.
Do you have trust issues?
I feel like I do slightly have trust issues, but I feel like I don't try to bring them on to the next person. I try to give the next person a chance. I give you a chance to you pull your own way. I'm not going to give you the weight of somebody else's. That's not how that works. So I just feel like sometimes I got trust issues, and if you just give me a slight pattern that I've seen, it can kind of be kind of triggering when you see it, but you try not to believe it's like that. But then, when people keep showing excessive patterns, that's when you start thinking, okay,
But
you already know.
but you said it looks like trust. What else is like a healthy relationship look like to you? Trust and what else?
Like trust, communication, I feel like it's reassuring, like I feel like a good relationship, you wouldn't have to sit up here and have doubts and have to wonder. It's very reassuring. You feel me? It's very respectful. Like it never gets disrespectful. It's loyal. It's it's unconditional.
Have you been loyal in all of your relationships?
I have been loyal in all my relationships, but one relationship.
Can I ask you a reason why you were disloyal in that relationship?
I mean, like I had just kind of, it was some type of situation where you just wouldn't have known unless you stayed with the person. So I just ended up kind of staying with the person, even though I had my own crib. I just was consistently over there all the time. His phone one good time because it was a girl who texted him. He had the same name, same name as me. The girl had a whole different picture. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So like I had been peep shit, like they had linked and everything. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm peeping game. So like I had just, decided I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go do my little dirt. And I did my little dirt and came back and like,
Why didn't you leave? You didn't feel like leaving would have been easier? Why was your reason for doing your dirt? Was it to hurt him, or is it just you feel like leaving would have been too hard?
no, I just rather would come back. So like in my head, I'm emotionally fine. Like come back and seeing you. Now I've already played chess and you don't even know. So my feelings won't be attached. When I leave, I don't want to be leaving and then be damn. I still had this person. I was with you consistently.
So you cheated so you can emotionally disconnect yourself.
Yes.
Mm, damn, that's something. That's something. Do you feel as if when a woman cheats it's different or it's about the exact same way? Or do you feel like when a woman cheats on a man it hurts differently or it hurts about equally in regard in terms of pain?
I feel like when a woman cheats, it's probably one of the somebody literally just said this yesterday. It's one of the worst feelings in the world, like that you could ever do, and it's not the same because we're not we don't think with our coochies like y'all think with y'all dicks more of. So when men cheat, 9 times out of 10, a lot of men do cheat just to talk. Also though, so I can't just say all men cheat and they just go have sex because I've seen plenty of men that want to cheat and talk to me just to have somebody to talk to because their girlfriend they can't talk to their girlfriend. Their girlfriend just nags all the time. She's not no interesting female. You can't talk about anything.
With my last ex, I didn't cheat. I stayed faithful the entire relationship. Like I ain't never cheated.
Hmm.
But like I started getting the tendencies to want to cheat for that exact reason.
Hmm.
Like she was not an interesting person.
And people
Like
don't
I get
understand that.
I get to the crib and she's like, "Look at this." And it's a goddamn TikTok video and I'm like, "I don't give a fuck about this TikTok video." You get what I'm saying? Like
Right.
you tell me about some dumb shit that I genuinely do not care about. And that'd be so hard. Like it's so hard for me finding women that are like mentally stimulating cuz
Hmm.
like you can be gorgeous, but if I talk to you and it feels like I'm dying, I can't
It
do
feels
it,
like I'm talking to a wall.
bro. Not even wall. I feel like I was talking like wet cement.
That's me.
Like she'd be like, "Da, da, da, da," and I'm just like, oh my god, you really think I give a fuck about that? I do not care. Like every time we talked, it was like an awkward silence. Like we couldn't just like vibe out naturally. And I was like, my nigga, I can't keep
There was
doing
no
this.
vibe. Y'all waves were not on the same wavelength. But like people don't understand that. Like people always be like, "Oh well, if you go and she da da da," people don't understand. You got people have about five maybe major needs when you come into a relationship. You probably have other things like looks and all that extra. That shit really don't really matter as much. But people don't understand if you start slacking in one of your fields and you already okay, maybe you got your other fields, but you start slacking in a major field. If something I need stimulation, like how you said, that's something that's major to me. If you're not somebody that's interesting, this is not going to work. It's gonna feel like you're annoying me. You're nagging me at this point.
It felt like she was annoying the fuck out of me, but she wasn't. She was just talking. But because she was so goddamn boring, I'm like, oh my
Yeah,
god, this
it's
feel
not stimulating.
like talking to her felt like a hobby. Didn't feel like an actual like. It felt like it was two niggas. She was not a nigga. It felt like it was just two people that was just dating each other, and they were like forced to be with one
It
another.
is like you're
It felt like I had
forced.
to accommodate with her, not actually be with her. And that's when I just couldn't do it no more.
Yeah, and that's how it be like, and people don't understand that. But I feel like when women do cheat, it is worse because she's cheating for a whole different reason. Male's cheating for a nut. She's probably cheating. Like some people cheat to fill voids. Some people are actually in a euphoric stage in life where just, it could be just so damaging to someone where it's not even in their head that they're hurting themselves sometimes. So
Y'all, well, I can't say y'all because you said men as well,
yeah.
bruh. Like we just so goddamn delulu. Like niggas need to we just need to be in therapy at this point because that kind of scared me how like you cheated just so you could feel good. Like you really just overthrew and completely outruled something good so you could feel better about yourself. That's kind of scary. That kind of like keeps me up at night. How like one day it's like, damn, she could really just cheat just cause she bored. You get what I'm saying?
I mean, I feel like it wouldn't be no cheat just because I'm bored because that's not how it works because when you think about it, dudes will go and cheat with somebody who's doesn't do anything else but what they are missing.
Oh, and that's what you okay. You said those five, and that's what why you said when you said them five things
Mhm.
because you got your five things that you need, and you cheat, and she missing four, but she got that one thing that he really need at that moment.
Yeah, but
Okay.
see, that's how males look at it. But see, in female perspective, it's more of, okay, you got the one thing that I did need, but what other shit is you gonna have? That's what'll make people even, you know,
Mm-hmm.
that's what deters a lot of people from cheating because I could see an attractive man when I was in a relationship. I would see him, I'd be like, okay, he looks good, but then I'd be like, but you're probably toxic. You're probably you can't communicate. You can't love me correctly, and then people try to love everybody the same, like you loved your ex. I'm not your ex. We are two different people. You cannot love me how you loved her.
So I feel as if like when women cheat, it's a lot more mental than when a man cheats. You would agree?
Yes, I feel like when men cheat, it's just more of physical. But some of them, I'm not gonna say all of them. Some of them do cheat because they can't, mentally. But I feel like most women when they cheat, maybe it's just a physical, just for the feeling,
Mm-hmm.
but it's really a mental thing.
Let me ask you this: why do you think like, and this is just my experience? 'Cause I ain't gonna lie, like I don't mind saying this, like me and her, we ain't work out. I tried to get back with like an idiot, like a
Mhm.
bozo, like a clown,
Mhm.
and then once the smoke cleared, I was like, her not taking me back was hands down the best thing that could have happened to me,
Mhm.
because it would have just been a continuation of the cycle.
After the same thing.
But what I wanted to ask you is like, why do you think this is just my personal experience? Why do you think women are so like non mentally stimulating? I mean, I you probably know it's probably more niggas too. It's niggas too, but from my experience, like I be talking to a woman, and the minute she open her mouth, I'm like I just smack my teeth. And you know where I'm coming from? Like I've noticed that a lot more. A lot of women cannot do what me and you are doing.
Mhm.
Like if I went on a fate, like if I went on like a first date and I talked to her about like ambitions, goals, my needs, what I want to do, she physically could not do with it, deal with it. It would just be like, yeah, I understand, I get it.
I feel
What
like
the fuck did you get? You didn't add anything. All you said was yeah, and then that was it. Like there's no input, or like I said before, it's always an awkward. So like I said, I want to say. I won't even say a lot. I'll just say what I want to say. I'm waiting for you to respond. And she's like, yeah, I totally agree. And I'm like, what the fuck is you talking about?
I feel like that happens because it's because of men and their standards. A lot of men don't have standards that they have to talk to a female. They're just looking for physical and they just want you here. So for a lot
Oh.
of people, it's I can just sit here and be cute and yeah.
And I'm guessing that's cool, but just not for all men, I would assume. Or do you feel like that's a bad trait? Do you feel like it's not really a bad trait? It's just depending on what the man wants for real.
I mean, whoever fits for whoever, that's
Mm,
to them,
gotcha.
because for some people that's a good match. Some dudes just want the pretty girl and the girl just want the dude. That's all it is for them.
Mm,
But for other people like me, I don't talk to dudes that I can't have a conversation with. Bitch, you are not a 5-year old. Okay, I can talk to 5-year olds better than I can talk to some of these niggas. And then like it's just irritating because from my perspective, I just end up dealing with a lot of dudes that just don't know a lot of shit. Like, I mean, they'll know some, but like their knowledge don't be the knowledge I be wanting to hear. You feel me? Or it don't be deep, interesting conversations. Or dudes get triggered when you start talking about certain stuff. Like I remember I was talking to one black guy and he asked me, he was like, "Oh, have you ever talked to a white person before?" I'm like, "Yeah." He was like, "Oh, he was probably fetishizing you," and I was like, "Why you immediately start getting mad? Start attacking
right.
when you ask me this question, but you feel some type of way on the inside about you and your dominance. You know, I'm all for black people. Like you doing all this is giving weird energy. Some people you just can't have a conversation with. Some people just, and then some people have. I feel like their opinion. They say everything that comes to their mind. They haven't learned that everything doesn't need to be said. So, but for me, I don't have that issue. I'm not no boring person. I don't like sitting in silence. It gives me awkwardness.
Is your advice to people that may be exploring themselves, whether it be sexually, just in general, going through a whole phase, or maybe not going through a whole phase, just getting to learn themselves? Like, what advice would you give them?
I feel like when it comes to learning yourself, I feel like some advice I would give is watch who you surround yourself with
Mm,
because you will be heavily influenced and your life is influenced by who you surround it with. So you don't want to make finding yourself difficult because you're sitting around in
hold
negative
on, say
energy.
that. Say that one more time. Say that one more time. That's a bar. Say that one more time.
You don't want to make finding yourself difficult. You don't want to have to sit up here and be lost in world because you're sitting around negative energies. You're never doing anything. You're always at the bar, at the parties, high as hell, drunk as hell. You never go read a book. You never go do anything new. You never go try nothing. You sit up here and talk to the same circle with people around you who have the same opinion as you. Why do you sit around people who have the same opinion as you? You're trying to create the same person. It's not a clone. You want to be better, not the same. And I just say watch, watch for friends and stuff because people will try to envy you and drag you down when they see that you're finding yourself and try to take your light. That's it. Bars. Mic drop.
Now listen, that's called motherfucking bars, nigga. You know nothing about that.
Heat.
That's that good. Thank you so much, Miss Maya, for being in the interview. You have a blessed one. Go ahead and say yo. Go ahead and say your IG, your TikTok, whatever you want your socials to be, so they can follow you. Whatever. Go ahead. I'm gonna put it in the video regardless, but go ahead and say it for the one time.
Okay, my TikTok is lil.red with two D's. My Instagram is red with two D's dot Timya. Tamaya. Get it right.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.